Well, hello everyone. I'm back, I suppose. This video is going to be a lot shorter today because I have things to do. And, fun fact, I actually recorded this on the same day I recorded my last video. So, time for the club meeting ready. I've gotten a little more comfortable over here over the past couple days. Entering the classroom, the usual scene greets me. Hi, April Critical! Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just not used to being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it'll always be the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kinda hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No, thank you. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look in your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. And then turns it upside down and lets its contents spill on the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair! How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming into the club room. So either you're not hungry or wanted an excuse to take a walk. Or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. So, that only leaves the one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. I know it's just... Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri? Tell April to let me borrow some money. That's... Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. I didn't mean it like that. Cat versus my sketchbook. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. Say hi, Marshy. You invaded my privacy. I'd much rather spend time with my cat. He wouldn't like me spending time with him, though. There's no way that you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I... Ow, 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 ow. I did something bad, and now I have to accept retribution. That! Still, coming from you, Sayori? I guess there's a little devil inside of all of us, isn't there? My club is like a mile away. Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But, you wouldn't have come if there weren't for cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Whack. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow. What was? A cookie! Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just going to give it to you. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Niki. I'm just going to call her Niki now. That's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly claps her hand over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Nat takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Nat. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy you shared one with me. Hug. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand. Nat reaches to nudge Sayori off her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Nat's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full, Sayori trots away to safety. Fiora and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori? Natsuki glances around. Monica isn't in the club room. Ugh. Where's Monica anyways? Good question. Have you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She's probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than any of us combined. She got big boobs! That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly the door swings open! sorry. I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. Well, how'd you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. And to be honest, I kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must have not heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monica. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks! So, I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Nat will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone's settled down. So I somehow finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back at her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she had lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There is something fairly oblivious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging, relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, supposed to be in here? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markaboo. Markaboo! Can we change it to Markaboo? Come on. Wow. Portrait of Markaboo. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Hey, dark! Bye-bye, kitty! Come on, close to me. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. That dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, April? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that these kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life at a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals and their own philosophy that they believe in. Yes, there's no actual such thing as good and evil. It's based on perspective. Literally, that's all it is. And suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they made out to be naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Hey, get away from that. It's my pop. You're not pop. You can't have pop, cat. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's Literature Club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing or anything. Maybe a little distracting, but feeling is somewhat comfortable. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Recording. Hi. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's against Yuri's, then hold my book between the two of us. Two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it a little bit difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm and the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth on Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at her face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume she just finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an imminent challenge. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kinda reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? I keep thinking that effing eye keeps turning towards me. How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all the things she says and does. It's like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything. But they're kinda reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But April, That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait! I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were self-conscious about this sort of thing. I guess I meant it's more than it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhaled, spared from finishing her first thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you perhaps I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright! I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and slip it into my bag. Poem time! Yuri! Let's see if I get criticized. Let's see what you've written today. I know. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it, April? How did you pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday, I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why? You did a good job of explaining. I really wanted to try to give it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine. Take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. Breathe. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah. Just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Gosh, reading takes so much. I'm gonna just put it up there. Probably should be drinking water instead of pop, but again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. The raccoon! It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught off by the scuttling of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendency as a unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back. I lost my place. Come back for more. But exciting the beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, my urge. The moon implements its place and reflects that much more of the light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited, or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto a newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon has become hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't being to imagine something. I hit the spacebar too soon. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using poems as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through time. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to each other in their own ways. I wanted to express the way I feel for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. That it's the sort of thing I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing. And people would make fun of me. Do you have anything like that, April Predico? Yeah, I guess I do. I feel everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other in our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things can make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, my nose itches. I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, touch a tiger by your soul. Let's go to Monaco. Woo! Hi again. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. ... Alright! Great job, April! I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I'm guessing I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know Yuri. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who prefers simple, direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to develop their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuisances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. Doing the rope. Ow! I just hit my arm. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. I shouldn't be doing that. Ow! Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. But anyway, do you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, the endless a meaningless noises. The noises, it won't stop. Violet granting waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, closing, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a violin on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. What? What? That's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess that's just the way I write. What the fuck did that mean? I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I don't like it. I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with the space on my paper. Choosing where and how you space the words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expiration of a feeling, or a conversation with a reader. So putting it in that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected might happen. Wait, is that a tip about even writing? What am I talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh, time to stabby stab. Someone get me a knife. She's crazy. But wait, isn't that breaking the fourth wall? No, I already deal with enough characters that do that. Don't talk to me. I like this one, April. It has some nice feelings in it. Ah, I'm glad. Still though, your tone makes it sound like you liked yesterday's poem better. I guess you caught me. Sometimes you know me a little too well for my own good. Well, don't just try to be nice about it. If I'm doing a bad job, then I'd rather just hear it. No. I still like this one, I promise. You know I wouldn't lie to you, April. Never ever. Never ever ever. Never. Yeah, I guess so. I'm just shaking my table everywhere because I don't like holding still. What made yesterday's poem so great compared to this one then? Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure how exactly that works. Then again, I guess trying to convey feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I didn't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me either. Ugh. Why don't you at least try to give it some thought? Aww. You want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep that in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad. I can't see you liking something sad, girl. Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give that rain cloud a little hug. And it makes a nice happy rainbow. Sorry, that's unexpectedly poetic. Is it? Maybe I'm getting better expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, April! I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? I don't know. This music sounds so familiar. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in the bottle to keep it safe. And now I put the bottle on a shelf with all my other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles. All in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Dawn comes, a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow the dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty self could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done. I open up and in come my friends. They come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them off my shelf, one after one, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile on my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're shouting playfully something, but all I hear is echo, echo, echo inside my head. Well, fuck! Sorry, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you I was going to write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot. I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good and you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It helps me understand my own feelings a bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Stump, thump, thump, stump, stump, stump. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing till I die. I'm going to keep reading till I die because my throat hurts. Definitely shouldn't be drinking pop. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori has a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it in more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing her passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Nasty. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one. But I can't say it's much better either. Phew. Huh? Phew what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, it takes a while. It takes us a win. And I'm feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be good as me someday. That's, something tells me she completely missed my point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. You think so? Well, yeah, well, I guess you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. That's a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if you weren't for me, you probably would have She probably would just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You can say we take care of each other in a way. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. I hate spiders. Frickin'! Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Ickly, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. Yes. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. If her friends start to like spiders too, that's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. I don't like spiders, but that's bad. It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. Oh, of course not. Anyways, the message was pretty straightforward. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler energies. Helps a person realize how stupid they being. Like anyone would agree, the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks That does not matter. It cannot be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Cryptozoology! Something that you're afraid if people find out. Nah, but cryptozoology is about the weirdest thing I do. Sometimes that you're afraid that people think they might find out, make fun of you. Fuck language. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes, as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy. If people think they really need to respect others for liking weird things, something words are stupid, let me sleep. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Yeah. She said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make others feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. She's having trouble finding words. I guess I should try to not be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff. I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure. And Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday. But the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. Even if her writing style is really different from yours, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless it's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important. But I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that! Words! I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow, too. She'll look forward to it. What if I don't want to agree? I'm not part of everyone. Well, you're done reading each other's poems, right? So I have something extra planned today. If everyone could come and sit in the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well in last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We don't need much more than a few decorations. Sora has been working on posters, and I've designed some of the pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all. But it doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing? Monica? Yeah? We're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But that's the cool part. We're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori is putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sarah has been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. Yuri's expression. There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I can never do something in my life, do something like that. Next. What? Did it freeze? Imagine it. Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that they have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple of days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. I'm so sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. And if we start the event at each good performance... My brain broke. Can I go to bed now? Then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yay! It's about expressing your feelings. being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right! And for those reasons, we're all in this club today. Definitely not making fun of me. Whoops. Do you want to share that with others? To inspire them to feel about you in the first place? I would know. We all do. I know we all do. If it's taking a stand in front with 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. They remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori might... Sayori and Monica might have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any argument left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get over with it. Alright! Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? ... Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone's expectant faces. I guess I really don't have a choice. That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri! This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. You're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monica! This is too sudden! Well, if you can't recite your own poems in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off with to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now, let's see. Monica flips through her notebook up to a specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of the poem is The Way They Fly. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something that she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monica. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monica finishes the whatever. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica! Aw, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. Huh? Yuri's all fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quietly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances around each of it. You can do it, Sayori. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri's verse shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just moments ago, she practically refused to do this. And why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? Yuri gets past the first couple of lines. Her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transformed into sharp symbols of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns and is in its structure that she enthusiates with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse of the elusive, whirring fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she finishes. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality and glances at herself as if she's bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save the situation. I'm the first to start applauding! Everyone joins me afterwards, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, she holds her poem to her chest and rushes back to her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay. I guess I'm next then. Shove it, fucking don't care. Sarah hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Sayori. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reacting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out that way, best that way. I see. Okay then. Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made to match. My dad's coming. The poem is aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice is almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what she meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone. Sayori finishes. We applaud. I did it! Good job, Sayori. Even April liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Sayori. Yeah, I should probably be drinking water instead of pop. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely, but it sometimes makes the poem quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. I'm just embarrassed to do it in front of everyone. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. So who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before her. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let April lower everyone's standards a little before I have to. Natsuki, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have a much selection of what to read. I'll just go with what I wrote today. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poems. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, I finished. I received applaud anyway. Sorry if it's not really good as everyone else's. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your ability and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Hiccups. Small, bigger, medium, large. Ignore me. It's advised. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. I'm recording. Yes, I'm petting it. Go away. Natsuki gradually gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called, Why Are You All Looking at Me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Oh, that is my baby. Natsuki takes a breath. When she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little bit. While she's a bit unenthused, her poem is a rhyme and rhyme to it. With Natsuki's trademark style, it works surprisingly well spoken aloud. Hey, get that off my blankie. That works. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if to give life to the poem. I am recording those, so. No, you can't take that. You can't take this either. This is? By the way, I'm recording and I am putting this on YouTube. Where did you even get this from? The Ben. What Ben? Oh, never mind. She huffs back at her seat. That wasn't bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well. Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite the poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it just gets embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. I think it'd be the other way around. That's just how it is, so. Well, I guess that is the case. Stop. I'm recording, Cassie. It wouldn't be much to worry about the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through.
No! People calling!
It might be hard, but I hope that I am trying to record and you people keep swarming me. It's hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it is like now. Make sure to pick a poem and get enough practice before a festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time that you'll be reciting. Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised you're putting in all the effort for the club. It makes me really happy. And yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue like that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow and then we'll have a weekend to prepare. Monday, the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sarah and Monica. But I'll do my best to get through it. It's for the sake of the club. And impressing Monica. Then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori? Yep! Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. It must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? Okay, April. You don't have to say it. Whatever. Let's go already. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. Like how we get to, Sayori fumbles with her words. Let's just say that one day Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on spot here. I would walk home with Yuri or I would walk home with Sayori. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does that thought make my heart pound? Given how hard it is for her to socialize, I'd feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said! You admitted it! Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But it just did. What happened to everything? But just think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know. Need you? Sayori. I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it's kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. I can't lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take it away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Goddamn dogs. Shut up. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Well, I'm gonna end this here. So, yeah. Bye!